Hey, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Baseball Today. A huge part of JOMBOY Media. It is our last show before Thanksgiving. Plouffe, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing hand motion. You said huge.
Huge! It is.
Yeah,
There was so much that happened in baseball yesterday. Everybody's trying to get their business done before that possible lockout. I'm not going to mention that word anymore. So I want
that's
to welcome
fine.
everybody joining us in the chat. Hope you're doing okay. Throw some words of encouragement to Plouffe's way because he had a tough night at the poker table with his family and his friends, and so he's been bitching about it for the last 7 minutes.
I don't know if bitching is the right word there. I'm just
It is.
telling you about a hand. I get it. Nobody wants to hear your bad beats, even though this wasn't a bad beat. I got outplayed. Okay, sometimes you just have to tip your cap.
Yeah, there's a couple
Tough one
things
for
you need to
me.
keep in mind when talking about stuff. Nobody wants to hear about your sorry ass poker hands because it happened.
Yes,
It happened. Although I was interested in the strategy, so I guess I should take that back. And nobody wants to hear about your fantasy football team.
that's so
And
true. God,
and nobody wants to hear about what sides you do like and don't like at Thanksgiving. That's another annoying one.
I'm so hungry right now. Like they all sound good.
Yeah. Where are you doing
Yeah,
Thanksgiving?
I'm doing it at my house. My
Mhm.
brother's driving up. Yeah, we kind of host. My mom, my mother-in-law, all the family will be there. I'm
Mhm.
spatchcocking a turkey on the Traeger. I'm doing a prime rib.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Are you
Okay.
cooking?
Well, we're hosting. My mother-in-law Janet always cooks the bird and brings it over. So
Gosh, I
everybody's
bet
kind of
Janet's bird is
responsible.
amazing.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah,
Now Rose cuts it. I
you
do get to
told me
cut
that.
that.
You did tell me. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We need
All
we
right,
need
so let's
more men in this world that want to cut the turkey.
Oh
You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm all part of it. Like I don't
Okay.
I don't do the whole gender specific stuff, but I do feel like I've accomplished something once the bird is done.
Can't we have any gender stuff anymore? Like, I think it's okay to have some gender stuff.
Yeah. I don't
And I
know
don't
if it's
care if a woman cuts a turkey either. I'm just saying someone
right.
needs to step up.
Yes.
It's
And
a
that would be
dangerous,
me at the house.
scary job.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
will be sharpening my knives all day long. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the big deal that happened yesterday. Wander Franco. He have like 70 games played at the major league level and 20 years old. Gets guaranteed 182 mil. If he hits all his escalators and his option, could go up to $223 million. Were you sitting there scratching your head saying, Rays, what were you thinking? Or Wander, what were you thinking?
Neither. I think this is a great deal for both sides here. I mean, obviously, Wander's getting financial security. He's like, I got the bag. Now let me go play some ball. I really, really, really like this deal for a lot of different reasons. If there's any scouting and development you trust in the big leagues, it's the Rays. And they've been watching
Mhm.
this dude since he was 16 years old. They gave him 3.8 mil as a 16-year-old. They saw him turn into the consensus top prospect, finally graduates to the big leagues, does the damn thing, and gets better every single month. That's what I really like to see. And I'm sure the Rays really like to see that too. First month OPS in the sixes, next month in the seven, following month in the eighth, until later in September and October, OPS in the nines. Like he's figuring the big league level out as a 20-year-old. So I love the deal for them. There's a couple different reasons I think they maybe made the deal. And I didn't really think about this at first, but as I was reading through some articles, we don't know what the CBA is going to bring as far as like free
Mhm.
agent years or anything like that. So they're having this deal come, you know, as part of this CBA where he's going to be a free agent at this year. And I think they're just banking on some things changing and they're like, let's just go get this resolved before all of that happens and maybe this will be out of our reach by then. So I love that Wander got paid. I love that the Rays are comfortable with this guy. One thing that we have to bring up is there is no trade clause. So the Rays have that out. So it's good for them. I don't know how good that is for Wander, but I'm happy for both sides here. He's a guy that should be mentioned with Tatis, with Acuna, with Soto, all those guys. So good for him.
Well, I have no problem with the Rays doing this. It was interesting. Pretty much right after this happened, I taped a podcast with Glassnow and Giolito together. Obviously, Glassnow knows him
Whoops.
extremely well. I said, what was your first reaction? We put this clip out last night. He said he could have gotten more. I was like, whoa. He goes, yeah. He said he's the best baseball player I've ever seen. And Giolito, who only faced him in one game, basically echoed those sentiments. He said, there are guys that walk up to the plate that just belong. Like, this is what they're supposed to do. And you look at him, and you don't see a 20-year-old rookie. He's like, you see a guy who he acts like he's been in the show for 10 years. He has that much confidence. He knows he's that good. And you talked about the improvement that we saw. I mean, in the playoffs, was there a better player for the Tampa Bay Rays than Wander Franco?
He looked amazing.
Right? Like, unbelievable stuff. So I have no problem with him agreeing to the contract. It was funny because, both Giolito and Glasnow are their team's player reps. And so we talked about that and whether or not he accepted at the wrong time. This is not like the Acuna and certainly not like the Ozzie Albies long-term deals.
Yes.
You're guaranteed a minimum of $182 million. And he could still go into free agency if they don't pick up that option at age 31. He's still going to get. Now, is he going to cut himself short? I think he is. I think at some point he's going to outplay this deal, which is amazing to say that he's going to outplay a $180 million deal.
I didn't even think about the fact that he could go through this entire deal and still be only 31.
If they don't pick up his option, yeah.
That's insane. That's insane. I mean, anyone that says, it's not a good deal for Wander, come on, man.
It is. It is.
Come on.
We don't know his situation. If somebody, Ken Rosenthal wrote a great column last night in The Athletic. He goes, I play it out this way. Would I tell my son to turn down $182 million? Of course I wouldn't. So for people who are like, oh, what an idiot. He ain't no idiot. Is he shortchanging himself? Perhaps.
When you get into baseball and you start doing it as a profession, you want to make money. You want to make enough money that you don't have to worry about money ever again. You, your family, everyone. That's the end goal. It really is. People talk about World Series and All-Star. I get it. You want to set those goals for yourself, but this is a job. You're trying to make some money here. Wander made some money. Like, his family's never gonna have to worry about that again. So there's no way a guy, a 20-year-old with 70 games in, is ever gonna turn something like that down. And it wasn't a cheapy offer. So I'm happy. This is one of those things that I think is gonna work out for both sides. Like I said, the Rays have seen this guy since he was 16. They are so confident in him. And can you think of a more Raysy type player? Switch hitter, can play multiple positions. Like, this guy he's their golden goose.
And last point. Can't wait to see his face on a billboard in Montreal.
Oh, my God.
Amen, brother.
Why do you got to go there?
Just saying. It's a possibility.
Sure, whatever.
Sorry. Steven Matz last night inked a 4-year deal, could be worth up to $44 million with the St. Louis Cardinals. And then this morning, everybody wakes up, and Mets owner Stephen Cohen blasts Matz's representation, saying it was the most disingenuous, dishonest negotiations. They were supposed to circle back to us. Steven's from our area. He grew up as a Met. We know we traded him to Toronto, but we wanted last dibs on this. So what part is more interesting, that he signed with the Cardinals or the free-for-all that we've had on Twitter today?
I'm so sick of Steve Cohen. I'm sorry. I really am. What's he doing? No one wants to hear that from you, dude. I know he thinks he's like being cute on Twitter and people want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear that, bro. Especially coming from a guy like that who's been in trouble for like doing illegal activities, allegedly, but also he got fined. So they found him. I don't know how you talk about all that without getting in trouble, but like, relax, Steve. This guy's, he can do whatever he wants. That's the whole role of an agent. Talk to multiple teams, get better offers. He wanted to go to St. Louis. He didn't want to be in New York with you anymore. He chose someone else. This is like a girl that got dumped and is now, or a guy that got dumped and is now whining about, their ex going somewhere else. Like, they didn't want to be with you, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, why does he got to bring that up, on Twitter?
But admit this.
I just don't like it.
He is good for the sport from this standpoint.
Is
other base. Yeah, he absolutely is. This is not entertaining to you. It might suck if you're a Mets fan. Like, the good news is that you've got the richest owner in the sport who is willing to open up his pocketbook and say,
not enough.
We have to do.
Is he? He keeps saying he's going to open up his pocketbook. You don't think Matz would have went back for an extra, X amount of money? He would have. I promise you. It just wasn't enough.
Okay, that's a fair point. But how
you
much
think he's a little gun shy after giving the door that contract?
It's possible he is. It's possible. But at the end of the day, if you're worth $15 billion like he is he going to haggle over an extra $5 or $6 million to a pitcher over the 4-year life of a contract?
He should. I mean, it's the job now. Like, you're trying to construct the best roster. That means you got to go an extra $4 or $5 million, and you keep talking about how you got all this money to spend. I mean, you got to be in the game, man. And you can't complain when someone picks somebody else, another team. You just can't do that.
Are you saying that Stephen Cohen is not entertaining?
I don't find him entertaining. I mean, we're talking about him, so I guess he's providing entertainment. But personally, I just don't like the way he goes about things.
That I think both.
I don't know him personally, but I'm just saying, as like a Twitter figure and like the things I see on social media and I read about, like it's not my cup of tea, bro. It's okay.
See, I like it. I like it that we've got an owner that we, I mean, I'm not going to call him the new Steinbrenner because that's George Steinbrenner was in a totally different world and class when it came to public displays. But I think the sport needs people out there who are willing to take a stand, whether you believe in what they're fighting for or don't believe in it. It's entertaining as hell to me. Yeah, I can understand why Mets fans are going nuts right now. And they are like, holy shit, we're losing guys left and right. What's going on? So I get it. It's interesting. Very quickly, I do want to hit on the pitcher, Steven Matz.
Yes.
Is this a good signing by the Cardinals, or are you like kind of lukewarm on it?
It's 4 years, 44.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a good deal for the Cardinals. That's pretty cheap for a starting pitcher. I've always been a Matz believer. He's got the stuff. I think nowadays organizations really do matter for pitchers. If you can help, turn the corner on certain guys. I think the Jays did that with him. I think the Cardinals have a reputation for, helping pitchers out and developing. So I think it's a good deal for them and a good deal for him. I think he's going to find himself in a spot where, they're going to help him flourish, I believe.
So he's customarily, this is what he is. He's a 5 and fly guy.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying $11 million for a year, is to give you 5 innings a start. And as long as you're okay with that, if you're like, well, wait a second, why isn't this guy working 6 2/3? That's not what he does. I think he will be helped by the fact that there's 5 Gold Glovers on that field with him.
Yes.
I think that could obviously help any pitcher. He didn't have that type of defensive support in Toronto or in New York. So I think that'll be interesting. Maybe that gets him a couple extra outs, but this is essentially what you're paying for. So Cardinals, as long as you go into this knowing I'm paying $11 million a year, 5 innings, 3 or 4 runs, let's move on to our bullpen.
I think a lot of teams would take that. And you're right. I think I saw the numbers, 29 starts, 150 innings. So he's right there, averaging last year. You'll take 150 innings. We've talked about this on this show. I think we have to recalibrate our expectations. 200 innings was the benchmark for a long time. I just don't think that's the benchmark anymore.
Yeah, I think that the tough part I have with it is watching the salaries of starting pitchers. I would rather pay more money for bullpen guys that I know are going to be pitching 65 to 70 times a year. I think that those are, and getting the critical outs.
11 million a year is cheap for a starting pitcher.
I know it is. I'm just saying that sometimes with guys who are going to be getting a tad bit more in that in the open market, you have to recalibrate your thinking, right? Yeah. Like Eduardo Rodriguez gets upwards of 80 million over 5 years. So that's 17 mil a year, essentially. It's 16 mil a year. But he's not going out and give you 7 innings to start.
Unfortunately, because I don't love starting pitchers. I just don't.
Yeah.
You got to have them. It's like a quarterback in football. If you have a shitty quarterback, you're never going to win. If you have bad starting pitching, you're never going to win. So, I mean, you got to pay up for guys, even if you think they're just going to eat innings.
See, but here's the difference. My starting quarterback never comes out midway through the third quarter. A little bit of a difference.
But your starting quarterback plays 17 times a year. I mean, this is 162 games you got to get through. So you need guys.
Okay. All right. Holiday season. We want to save you some money and get you feeling good about yourself because it's time to take care of that bush. I'm not talking about chopping that one out in front of your house. I'm talking about things south of the equator, right? We know all about Manscaped, the Lawnmower 4.0. That's great. But once you clean the decks and deck the halls and all that sort of stuff, you got to still take care of your business. In fact, they got a couple of great new products. They got the ultimate new body wash. I actually brought it with me.
I used that this morning. I swear to you, I used that this morning.
Did you really? And how do you feel?
Clean as a whistle, bro.
That away, baby. that
That's
away.
the saying from
Well,
your era.
we've also got the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. So it's time to give yourself the gift of great skin and hair. It's a great combination. Take care of yourself because then somebody might want to take care of you, if you know what I'm talking about. If you act now, go to manscaped.com/baseball today. You're going to get 20% off and free shipping. Remember, they've got the body wash. They got the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. We know about the classic, the Lawnmower 4.0. Both Plouffe and I have used it. It's great. We've used some other products in the past, and you know what you get? You get the old,
Stop.
all
I
that
don't want
sort
to
of
think
stuff.
about it.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. So the Lawnmower 4.0, it is smooth. Then you take care of yourself. You clean yourself. You got everything you need. And don't forget about the cool underwear, too, right? The boxer briefs
Yeah,
with the little Manscaped.
I also think I'm
band.
wearing those right now.
Do you? And you
I
are
think
such a
so.
good company guy. So it's 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/baseball today. Happy holidays. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh my God.
All right. Back to more moves. Kendall Graveman, who was traded last year from Seattle to Houston, is now making the move to the American League Central. Reportedly gets 3 years and $24 million from the Chicago White Sox. So what's more interesting, that they bring him and add more depth to an already really good bullpen? Or are you more curious to see what happens with Craig Kimbrell, as they will probably put him now officially on the trade market?
I'm more interested in them going and getting help. I mean, this is a roster that we talked about might be one of the better rosters in all of the big leagues. And they had a good bullpen last year, and they just want to continue to have that. So I'm happy Graveman's there. He's a stud. What are his numbers? I'm looking at him right now. 177 last year, over 56 innings.
Yeah, the big thing with him was his sinker was nearly unhittable. You're talking about like a 200 slugging percentage by opponents with that.
I was gonna say that, like, this is a guy I played with, and he was a starter at the time with the A's. He was one of the dudes you look at and you're like, how do you ever get hit? How does anybody ever hit you? So he's kind of like found his calling in the bullpen. It's exactly what you want, Chris, out of a reliever, a guy that keeps the ball in the park. He doesn't strike out a ton of the guys, but he keeps the ball in the park. It's just as good. So I'm happy, and I want to ask you this. I told you there were some things I'm wishy-washy on these questions. Why do they have to trade Kimbrell now? Why?
Well, so they paid Liam Hendricks all that money
Yes.
to come over and be your closer.
Yes.
Kimbrell will not be the closer, and he struggled in that role with them last year as a setup guy. If you go look at his numbers now, his first half on the north side of Chicago was amazing. We were all like, Kimbrell's back. He's going to get traded. Where's he going to get traded to? And then when he gets traded to the south side, we're like, oh, my God, a 1-2 combination of Kimbrell and Hendricks is going to be lights out. And it was not. You know, Hendricks continued to shine. He was first team all closer in all MLB. And Kimbrell became non-trustworthy. So they can't use him in that situation. I think
pick
there's
up the
more
option
value
then?
because they knew there's a lack of closers on the market. The two top guys are Kenley Jansen and Raisel Iglesias. And after that, in my opinion, there's a pretty severe drop-off. You could go a little older with Melanson or Kennedy on a one-year deal. But would you rather go those guys or say, hey, Kimbrell just struggled in his setup role? We could be trading for the guy that was dominant in the first half with the Cubs. Wouldn't you, if you were a GM, wouldn't you be willing to pull the trigger on that one? As long as you don't have to give up too much?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on what the money situation is, all that. I mean, I think the White Sox could just look to see how it's going early on in the season with everybody. If they don't like it, then they can trade him, I guess. I'm just confused. Like, that bullpen could be crazy. They have so much talent out there.
They do.
I guess he's expendable. He's expendable. I guess that's the point, is they have so much talent out there that he could be expendable. So I'm not that interested in that, to be honest with you. I'm more interested in them just building a badass bullpen and wrecking shop on the AL Central.
See, to me, it is interesting. I find it fascinating because I think guys are going to make good plays for Iglesias and Jansen, and then their teams are going to be stuck a little bit.
Okay.
So, I think Boston could upgrade its bullpen. We know that Philadelphia has not gotten that thing right. If Toronto is serious about trying to take that next step, not only do they have to probably re-sign Robbie Ray to fortify that rotation, but in my opinion, they need a real solid ninth inning dude right now.
Look, I'm looking at the numbers right now. I mean, yeah, he's good. This guy's good. He's like a Hall of Famer, right?
I think he's. Yeah, I think. Yes, I think he is. Because when he was dominant for those 7 or 8 years, he was truly, truly dominant. And he's not going to get to 500 or 600 saves most likely, although he is still in his early 30s. So that'll be kind of interesting. We'll see.
We'll keep an eye on it here on Baseball Today.
We will keep an eye on it and keep you abreast of the situation. All right, San Francisco, busy with its starting rotation. Anthony DeSclafani, who bet on himself, he's a big winner at the table. Unlike my man Plouffe last night. Re-ups with San Francisco for 3 for 36, and reportedly Alex Wood is coming back for another couple years as well. Do you like the Giants bringing back a couple of key cogs of their rotation that helped them win a franchise best 107 games, or do they need to add a little bit of new blood to that rotation?
I think they can do both. I like that they're bringing guys back, and I like the guys want to go back there. It tells me they have something special going on in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they took a chance on some of these guys, you know, improved them, and now they're saying, come back, let's run it. Like you said, they won 107 games last year, and they do need some pieces. They bring back Gausman, then I'll be really happy. But I have no problem with them bringing back the guys that got it done last year. I mean, look, Belt's back. You said Wood is on his way back. DeSclafani. How do you say his name? I just looked it up. I still can't say it. DeSclafani. That's tough. That's tough for me right there.
It rolls off the tongue.
But I like that they're bringing guys back. I have no problem with them. And like I said, I think it's more telling that the guys want to come back. Obviously, San Francisco's like, can you guys please come back to us? We want to run it back. But for the guys to be free agents and choose to come back there, I think it's very telling of what's going on in that organization. So I'm happy that that's happening, and they can do both. They can go bring those guys back and maybe bring someone else to San Francisco, like Castellanos or somebody like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, they're going to have to replace the production of Buster Posey that retired.
Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to do it behind the plate because there just aren't those guys available unless you want to do it via trade. You know,
they have a guy too. Bart is a big prospect for them. I think they're going to look forward to handing him a bigger leash.
We'll see. We'll see. You keep reading mixed reports out of him, and he is not going to be Buster Posey at the dish. I know he was the number 2 overall pick. He's not going to be Buster. No.
That's not fair.
So what I'm saying is you have to make up for that distance. You know, whomever it is and Kurt Casale behind the plate. You know, the most important thing is handling that pitching staff, doing your business there. It's not putting up the type of numbers that put Buster Posey, I think, as the second catcher on the All-MLB team. I don't have a problem with what they're doing so far. I think they've got to swing big. On our free agency draft fantasy show that I did, I actually have Max Scherzer going to San Francisco. Now, I know I keep hearing reports that he doesn't want to go there, all this sort of stuff. But if I'm Farhan Zaidi, I say, here's 3 years, dude. I believe you can pitch to your 40. Here's $40 million a year. Let's do this thing. You saw how tough this team is. You know, it's veteran guys that are still hungry, that can still play. We're going to sprinkle in some other people. You come be the head of this rotation. It's you and Logan Webb. We add in DeSclafani and Wood, and we're feeling good about ourselves with that rotation.
I like that rotation. Logan Webb is awesome. He's a great follow on Twitter, too. He's a meme guy. Puts a lot of fun memes out there. I've been following along. I appreciate his humor.
Okay, good.
Check him out.
Doesn't have anything to do with the Giants bringing back DeSclafani and Wood, but I
already answered that question, bro. I love that they're bringing these guys back, and I especially love that these guys want to come back. Gabe and Farhan are creating something very special up there. How about that?
Magical. And what's the name of the guy they brought back for 3 years and $36 million again?
DeSclafani.
There you go.
Is that good?
Had career highs in wins, ERA, WHIP, and FIP, and BIP and TIP.
I heard that. Yeah. Hey, who's reporting that Max Scherzer doesn't want to go to San Francisco? I don't understand.
I don't know. I've read it a couple places. I don't know what to believe.
How do they know?
Who knows? Don't know.
People need to relax.
I'm until he's signed somewhere. You know, whatever. Hey, our friends at Elgato, ready for Black Friday, which is coming up in 48 hours, and offering some awesome discounts for everybody in the JOMBOY media community. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what's Elgato? They're going to help you with your streaming game. If you want to start a podcast, if you're doing a lot of Zoom stuff at home and you just want a clearer connection, if you want to sound better, then Elgato is the destination for you. They got the face cam. Okay, that's how we all look so dapper at this time of day. I mean, Plouffe, not everybody can be as good looking as Plouffe, period. I need a little help. So this is how I look presentable, thanks to the Elgato face cam. It's the ultimate webcam and stunning video to make you look simply amazing. Prime lens to keep you in focus. State-of-the-art sensor that captures extraordinary detail indoors. Then we got the Wave 3 microphone. Now, our producer extraordinaire, Robbie, who's going to pop on the screen, actually has the Wave 3 microphone. He can show you. He's got the top button.
I do.
Hi, Rob.
Ooh,
Hey,
you sound good.
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
sound
it's great.
crispy.
It's great. I mean, it's got everything you need. A little compressor in it. Everything is right there for you. It's excellent sound quality. I use it for basically everything now, which is awesome because Chris is across the country and both of you are. So
Do you use it to strain your pasta noodles?
sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
That'll break it,
Okay,
Trevor.
well,
Come on.
Well, you don't use it for everything then. Stop
You're-
lying to the people. I'm sick of
Everything with my computer, everything to connect with you guys, I use it. And
Okay.
I mean, they got the ring lights, they got everything. It's all awesome. So
All right, well, that's enough of Robbie. If we give him much more airtime, his
Jeez, Robbie.
pace-
I know. I'll get out of breath.
All right, see you, Robbie. That was good. And don't forget about the Stream Deck MK2 interchangeable faceplate. Makes editing, streaming easier with programmable keys. Everything. So whether you're streaming, leveling up your professional work at home, whatever you need, Elgato Black Friday deals up to 30% off. Click the link in this YouTube and podcast description. Deals will be live November 25th through the 29th. Yes, go ahead, caller.
Let me tell you what I like from Elgato, okay? Because they've sent me plenty of product. I have the key light, I believe it's called.
Yep.
And most of these ring light things that you get, they got a few different settings. The key light, you can go on your phone and adjust like the warmth and the brightness to like the perfect setting. And
Yeah.
if anybody's been in front of a camera, you know that lighting is everything.
Yes, it is.
You know that, C-Rose.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I enjoy. I've had many ring lights. This is the only one I'll use from that one.
Very good. Good. So go get it. November 25th through the 29th. They're running those Black Friday deals. All right, back to the games we play. Aaround Loup goes from coast to coast, leaves the Mets for the Halos, 2 for 17 for the reliever. Do you like or love the move? And then give us one more for the Angels to do.
I like and love. I don't know. I love the move. It's great for the Angels. He's a really good pitcher. Had an excellent year last year. I'm looking at his stats now, and he's got his career ERA down to a 3.05. That's coming off a .9er, a .9er last year. I once got designated for assignment because the Phillies traded for Loup at the trade deadline. So I don't love the guy because it brings back bad memories. But I think I'm past it. I'm happy for them. And then we'll do a little test here. Chris, name a free agent starting pitcher.
Marcus Stroman.
Angels should be in on him. Name another one.
You say Kikuchi.
Angels should be on him. They should be on all the starting pitchers. That's what they need to do, okay? Look, I know you got Noah. Great for you. Go get other people. Please, for the love of God, and Mike Trout and Shohei and Rendon and Jared Walsh and all these amazing people, please. Don't stop here. Go Perry. Keep going, man. I have a hatred for a few organizations. The Angels are kind of one of them. And I could change if you go out and get some pitching.
All right, win them over.
Side.
You started with Loup. 34 years old, still extremely effective. You saw a lot of the Mets pitchers and a lot of his teammates just send him love because he was so underappreciated. .95 ERA last year. Best by any pitcher that threw at least 50 innings in the show. And he gave up just 2 extra base hits all season to left-handed hitters, although he's not just a left-handed specialist because he can't be that anymore. This is a great signing by the Angels. You're right. Perry, keep doing your gig. Try and win Trevor Plouffe over. It's that simple. Yeah. Okay. Last thing. I want to remind everybody, go to the JOMBOY Media shop, okay? Today we're running a special. You get half off of every kind of blanket. So there's a Baseball Today blanket, there's a Rose Rotation blanket, there's a Sequence blanket, there's a Talkin' Baseball blanket. Whatever show you like, it is there for the taking. Normally $45, it's down to $22.50. I might order myself a couple. I'm just saying. Keeps you nice and warm as we head to the winter here. Go get that someone special. They might have a favorite show here on John Boy Media. It's most likely Baseball Today or Rose Rotation. I think, but I'm not positive, or Sequence or Talk of Baseball. Whatever it is, go get them a blanket. It's half off. So go do yourself a good service. And then finally, yesterday, I was part of the team that was trying to give away a $30 gift card to the John Boy Media shop. And all you had to do was guess how long it would take for me to do 30 push-ups. And so I had people guessing like 2.5 minutes, like a day, all that sort of stuff. Do you know how long it took me?
I think the clock is still on, actually, right? Like, you haven't finished yet.
Well, right. So technically I did 29 because I counted poorly because of the lack of oxygen to my brain. But it would have been 30 seconds. It was like 28 or 29 or something. Here I am with my great old man hair and my bad tan feet.
Oh, my God.
Should I be upset that people underestimated my push-up ability, Plouffe?
First, I want a little bit more confidence out of you, okay? You're a good-looking guy, beautiful family, great career, very smart. Just because your hair didn't look good in that video, relax a little bit. And you know what? I bet people didn't think you could do 30 in a row. So they're saying there's probably going to be a little bit of a rest period. 30 push-ups is pretty good. I'm actually surprised that you pumped out. Well, 29 technically, but I think you had another one in you.
Yeah, I think it would have been good. Yeah.
Okay.
So I probably would have been
right
30
now.
and a half seconds. I probably could have done 50 without collapsing. I could have done my age.
I don't think you can do 50.
You don't think I could do 50 in a sitting?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet on that. I'd be willing to bet that. I know you work out a lot, and I'm assuming push-ups are part of that. So I'm kind of scared on that because you can really work your push-up game up quickly. 50 seems like a lot for you. I'm just going to say. That's 21 more than you did yesterday.
Chat, let me know. If so, we'll throw down the gauntlet, and maybe we'll have a nice little bet for charity between Plouffe and myself. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Actually,
I need to work out. This is you could crush me right now.
Not true. Don't forget, our friends at Manscaped giving you 20% off and free shipping with all their items. Elgato, check them out on their Black Friday sale, November 25th through the 29th, and 50% off of the John Boy Media shop on the blankets. They're all down to $22.50. Yes, sir.
I want to say one more thing about this company, okay?
Yeah.
There's been some fire clips put out by all of our shows lately. Farm to Fame with Kazmar was incredible.
Yep.
David Cohn talking to Robbie Ray. What is that? That's amazing that we have that on our roster. David Cohn talking to the Cy Young winner. Rose Rotation doing the dang thing with the free agent draft. I mean, things are popping right now, people. So go check it out, and thank you for supporting us. I love our company. We're crushing
too. And it's only getting better. We've got some big things planned in the next couple months. Some get-togethers with our John Boy Media family that I don't want to talk too much about, but it's coming. So you're going to be entertained even during the off season, and even if we have that dreaded L word, I'm not going to mention that either. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our people that consume our content. Be safe out there. Make some good decisions. We love you. We want you back with us on Monday when we resume this show. And Robbie, Plouffe, love you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving with your families. Thank you for everything you guys do to make this show special.
Thanks, Heroes. Love you guys.
All right. Robbie, you can chime in if you want to now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that's enough, Robbie.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Beat it, Rob. Go make some candied yams or something. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. We love all of you, and we will see you Monday here on Baseball Today. Thanks for watching.